Hello and welcome to the next part of our series of employment. My name's Graham, I'm the Senior Youth Worker and Bridgend Coordinator at Linlithgow, a young people's project, and I'm about to tell you my story. So you see, this morning I'm sitting surrounded by my wee boy's Lego, and I'm not just doing this because I was playing with it all morning, but actually this is the only room which is left for me to record this in. So what I want to do today is to give you a wee bit of background as to how I ended up working for LYPP. You'll notice as we go through all these videos that everybody has a slightly different route to getting here, but for me this is my story, and I want to make the most of my time here because I'm also aware that this potentially and probably isn't the last stop on my journey through life. School is where most people's journeys start when it comes to thinking about employment, and for me I went Straven Academy. It's not dissimilar to Linlithgow Academy, and really I can sum it up by saying this: I loved it, I failed it, but then I passed it. You know, I had a great bunch of friends. We all had good fun together. We were out on our bikes around the town. We had hilarious sleepovers and camping expeditions. It was all really good crack. But halfway through my school, one of my teachers came and asked me to go and speak with the pupil support education, the helper woman. I don't really know what her title was, but the reason I had to go and see her was because I was struggling a bit with my reading and writing, and what I found was that I was dyslexic. Now, this told me two things. Firstly, it told me why I was struggling with my reading and writing, and secondly, it meant to me at that point that I felt like I would never amount to anything, that I couldn't go to university, and that I'd never really achieved much. And I can remember going home that day and just feeling rubbish because there was now a label on my head, and not a very good label. You know something, I hadn't changed. Me as a person was still the same. I had the same dreams, I had the same desires, but this label, this word that somebody had put on me, made it feel like it wasn't possible. Now, as it happened, I had a really good youth worker and supportive parents, and after failing my exams in 5th year, I got myself together, worked my pants off, and got 3 Bs at higher, and I was absolutely delighted. But it also taught me a valuable lesson, because that might help describe me, but that label is not all of me. And I needed to learn that I shouldn't let it change who I am or stop me from being the best person I am. So off I went to uni. Now you probably think after seeing me at the LYPP discos that I actually went to study dance, but that is not the case. And I decided I wanted to study construction manager, mostly because I wanted to be a civil engineer, but I wasn't really smart enough. Drop the label. Anyway, I loved uni. I moved away from home, I got a new set of friends, and I spent much of the time on the dance floor. Anyway, I left a year early and I tried to enter the world of work. Job number 1, selling dishwashers.
Alright wee man, you wanna buy a dishwasher? Here, come through the back and I'll give you a good price, alright?
It was fun, but I've got to say it really wasn't satisfying. Job number 2, working for an overseas charity. You know what? This was really satisfying work and really meaningful, but it didn't pay that well, and I knew I wasn't going to be there forever. Job number 3, selling on the street memberships to save the birds.
Anybody got any spare change for the birds? Anybody want to support the birds? No.
It wasn't fun, it wasn't satisfying, and to be honest, there was pretty little that I could come home with and feel positive about, although I did get paid, so that was alright. Job number 4, I worked in a newsagent. It helped me keep routine in the day, but it was like a 5 o'clock start in the morning and I only worked for 2 hours. Pretty lousy. I didn't really want to get up the next morning to do it all again. But what our church did often with its youth group was that it met up with other youth groups, and one of them just so happened to be St John's in Linlithgow. And the youth leader there suggested that I applied for a youth worker role which had popped up at LYPP. And as I sat, I thought, surely youth work is not a real job. I mean, surely a real job is a 9 to 5, you know, get in a suit, you talk about politics at lunchtime, and you read the Financial Times. But I really did enjoy the job of a youth worker. So I thought, right, I know this is going to be something which I've never been, I've never had a qualification for, but I want to do it because it is what makes me feel like I'm achieving. So I got quite excited, and I went and I filled in the application form and I sent it off. And I waited, and I got a reply, and it was positive. It was, yes, we want you to come for an interview. And I thought, this is great, this is me, I'm on my way. But unfortunately, I then got a phone call a couple of days later that said, sorry Graham, you didn't get the job. And I can remember this clearly because I was just about on the way out the door, and I was like, okay, thanks for phoning, bye. But Pam, the project manager, was like, no. And I was desperate to put the phone down. And she was like, no, but hold on. I was like, no, I need to go. Thanks for telling me. Sorry, it didn't work out. Bye. But what actually happened was she offered me another smaller role, but it was obviously not going to be as many hours. It wasn't going to pay as well, and I was still going to have to go all the way over to Lithgow. However, I took it, and 1 year led to another, and my responsibilities grew and changed, and actually I was then able to go and study youth work and get a youth work degree doing distance learning, and that is something that I never would have even dreamed of beforehand, because by this point I had a family, and it wasn't possible for me to go back to uni full time, but the way that this course worked allowed me to do that. So here I am sitting on the floor in the midst of a pandemic, talking to a camera. Now, what I want to say to you is this: you know, despite all the jobs and all the good bits and all the bad bits of them, every experience has helped shape me and helped me to become who I am today. Through working with the public, I learned to be patient. I learned how to be more confident. I learned how to be just polite and courteous, even though I really didn't want to be, because we were just being rude and obnoxious in your face. I learned from doing jobs I hated how to build up resilience and endurance. As I stuck them out and I wanted to quit, I learned how to build up a routine, and I learned how good that was for your mental health. I'm also better prepared for this role because of it. So what I really want to leave you with is this: we can't see one end of life to the other, and we don't know everything which is going to happen in it. The whole journey is still to be lived out, it's still to be created ahead of us, and we need to take each step along the way and find the positives in it. We need to find the positive experience which comes out of even negative situations, and the skills that we'll pick up along the way, and the talents which we'll build up, and the times that we'll surprise ourselves because of what we have done. If you can find a way to pick up the positives, learn the skills, stick things out, then you never know what's around the corner, and these things will help you and build you into a bigger and a better person. So that was my journey. I hope you have a great day, I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you very, very soon.